So retreat is what you need if you're running around talking about I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I'm fearful. Well, most people are not going to admit they're fearful, but fear can come in the form of worry, stress. If you're dealing with those kind of things, you might just need a retreat, okay? You might need a therapy session, but you need something. Why you want to live like that? Like, why you want to exist like that? Why do you want to run around all day, every day, stressed and worried? What for? Who is that benefiting?
Welcome to Unapologetically Fly, the podcast dedicated to giving you the tools, inspiration, and information you need to finally live for yourself, no matter the age, situation, or circumstance. I'm your host, Renee Mitchell-Simpson, the self-love and happiness coach and founder of Well Diva Lifestyle and Travel, the premier luxury wellness travel sisterhood for the flyest of aunties. Now get ready to ride along on my journey of reinvention, even at this big age, because sis, I need you to know it truly is never too late to fly. And by fly, I mean finally live for yourself.
Greetings. Welcome to another episode. Thanks for joining me again today. I am solo on the sofa. I want to talk to you about something that's really, really near and dear to my heart, and that is wellness retreats for Black women, okay? And I'm specifically saying wellness retreats for Black women because we all know we have our own issues that we deal with that people of other cultures don't have to deal with, okay? So this is for us. I don't really need to explain that any further. However, what I want to tell you is what made me want to have a whole podcast episode on this topic. So I used to do at least two wellness retreats a year, right? I used to host 2 wellness retreats a year. And I stopped. I kind of dropped it down to 1 after the pandemic, and then I didn't even schedule one for this year. The last one took place last year. And that's because I noticed that it was almost like pulling teeth to get Black women to sign up for these wellness retreats. And it's not like they were, $10,000, $15,000. They were no more pricey than the tours that I offer. Some of them were even less because they were domestic, but they included all these wonderful sessions, right? But I feel like we as a culture don't seem to value wellness as much as we should, and I just want to touch on that. Over the weekend, I opened registration for a wellness retreat. And I posted it on social media. And yes, there's wonderful interest so far, so I'm loving that. But what I noticed was, how when you put something on social media, all the ads start to target you, right? So because my topic was retreats, I started getting all these ads for retreats. They were ads to attend retreats, to host retreats in this location, to get trained in how to host retreats, over and over. I got so many ads just in a couple of days, but what I noticed is I only saw like 1 or 2 Black women in those ads. So basically those ads were not for us. They were not targeting us. And I don't know if it's, because we don't tend to gravitate towards those type of activities, or if they didn't want us there. I'm not sure, but either way, I did not like that. I want to normalize Black women attending wellness retreats. And I know a lot of you all have been on my trips, but you've not attended my retreats. I don't know if you're attending retreats somewhere else, but somehow I don't feel like you are. I know some of you all are, but let's keep it real. Let's be honest. I don't think retreats are very popular amongst Black women. Now, if I'm wrong, somebody tell me. Put it in the comments, send me a message, let me know. I have a colleague I have 2 colleagues who host retreats. No, 3. Y'all, we hosting the retreats, but are y'all showing up? One, she canceled her retreat because of lack of response, and we talked about it. I shared her retreat info. I saw her post, and she said, she just wasn't getting the response. Another lady I know that was hosting a retreat, she wasn't really getting response either. I don't know if she ended up having it or having to cancel it. And then when we do have a retreat, it's like the turnout is low, okay? Everybody loves my retreats. They rave about them. They tell their friends. But when their friends finally do decide to join, it's to go with us to Dubai or to go with us, somewhere else so they can have fun. So I want us to really normalize Black women taking care of ourselves in more ways than just going to the spa, okay? So let me talk a bit about the 10 reasons that I believe that we need retreats as Black women, okay? Number one is we tend to normalize burnout as a strength. And that's crazy. Like the hustle, the grind, the sacrificing, as Tony Jones says, sacrificing my nutrition for the grind. Like I ain't have time for lunch, or I ate in my car because I had to get work done and I didn't have time to go anywhere. I ate at my desk. I didn't eat. I worked 10 hours. I worked 12 hours. That's nothing to brag about. That's not the way it should be. That should not be our norm. And if it is your norm, you especially need a retreat. You need some time. You need some days to just get away. And I'm not talking about get away to, Dubai and have fun and get away somewhere where you hang gliding and all that. You need to get away somewhere where you can get centered and grounded, where you can focus on yourself, where you can hear your inner voice, your own spirit, your intuition. You know how many people run around here can't make a decision because they don't know what voice on the inside of them is them? That comes from not spending time in quiet and by yourself. So that's something that a retreat can do. It's like a reset. It gives you some time to not only do that, but to learn how to do that if you don't know how, okay? And make that a regular practice for yourself. Retreats allow you to stop performing and start healing. I love that, okay? Next, we deserve joy without justifying it. That's a good one, y'all. We deserve joy without justifying it, okay? So it shouldn't be, okay, I deserve, it's my time. No, you should be able to have joy just because you are, just because you exist, just because you desire it, just because it's on your heart, just because you feel like you should have joy. And that's what a retreat can do for you. It's like you don't even have to have an excuse. You just go, you just show up, you just be yourself, you just do what you want to do, you do what makes you happy, and you don't have to say, oh, it's because I've done this for 6 months, or I've worked hard and no, it's just because you want to. Okay? Third reason that Black women should do retreats, because there is power in collective healing. I love when the ladies come together at my retreats and one lady is sharing her experience and another lady has the exact words that she needs to hear to get her breakthrough. Because it's not going to always come from me. It's going to come sometimes from someone else in the circle that's hearing what you have to say. So we collectively get together and help each other heal. I absolutely love that. That is a wonderful, wonderful thing that we as Black women can do for each other. Next, we need space to hear ourselves again. So that's some time away from the man friend, the husband, the kids, the pets, because there are kids too. We spend time taking care of them. The clients, the coworkers, the mother, the family, everybody that you're taking care of, everyone that you're serving. You need some time away from all of that. And sometimes people go on vacation and you're taking the family with you and you still need a vacation after your vacation. So your retreat is time for that. I don't have people bringing kids on the retreat, and I don't have people bringing spouses and leaving them in the room. No. It's a time to get away from all that, okay? Number 5, grief, change, and transition need witnessing. I'm going to say it again. Grief, change, and transition need witnessing. So sometimes you just need somebody to hear what you got to say. Sometimes you don't need someone who is close to the situation to put their 2 cents in. You need to go someplace where you can speak your piece and have support. Okay, if you're telling your girlfriend and she knows the situation, she may have some information to give back to you based on what she knows about the situation, and it may not be right. Sometimes you just need a clean slate, someone who don't know nothing about it, and you can just pour out and vent, and they can just listen and hug you and support you. Or maybe they do have something to say back that's going to lift you up and be your breakthrough, like I said earlier. 6, we've been taught to hide our gifts. We've been taught to be humble. I don't know who that's serving. I really don't. But you should be proud of your gifts. You should share your gifts. And in our retreats, sometimes we'll have a session where we're helping you to develop and pull forth your gift or your mission statement or your goal. And sometimes you need to get away so that you can focus on that. And that's one of the things that we offer, depending on what the retreat is about. I mean, there's so many different types of retreats for us. They're not all just about physical health. Sometimes they're about just clearing your mind or learning how to manifest, or just coming together with other women who are like-minded in your line of work or in your situation. Like there's retreats for women who are going through divorce or women who are transitioning into being an empty nester, whatever. There's a retreat for everything. So find yours and get to it. Number 7, softness is not a luxury. It is a necessity. You are women, so you should be living in softness. You shouldn't be visiting softness every now and then. You shouldn't just have softness when you go on vacation. So your retreat is your opportunity to restore and renew yourself as a woman and bring forth your femininity, and take those newfound habits home and let that be your normal. Every Sunday you should be having some self-care time, or every Saturday, or whatever day you choose. So self-care, softness should not be something that you visit every now and then if you are a woman. As a woman, that should be where you reside. Number 8, the 8th reason why Black women should attend retreats is so that you can refill your cup, because you should not be trying to pour from an empty cup. A retreat is your opportunity to restore and renew and come back to who you want to be, or bring forth who you want to be, and take those newfound practices, new things that you've learned at the retreat, take that home. I remember after my first retreat, we focused on cooking. We focused on healthy cooking. And we've done that in quite a few of the retreats. As a dietitian and a plant-based chef, I love to do those kind of retreats. And so the ladies went home with what they called the Well Diva effect. And that was them cooking healthier. They were going to the store and buying quinoa and different foods that they didn't normally cook at home, tofu, and scrambling it up. And just eating healthier. And I kept seeing the posts coming through the news feed afterwards. It was really nice to see that they were learning something new, and they were using that to fill themselves up, take that home and share with their families. I love that. Number 9, your peace needs a practice. Okay? So wellness should not just be a vacation that you go on and you rip and run, and then you need a vacation after your vacation. Your retreat is your time to have some peace. And then you go home and you practice that peace. And number 10, because nobody else is going to put you first. I don't care how much they love you. You have to put you first. Okay? And that's what you get to do on your retreat. You know your job's not going to put you first. Your family, they need you to do this, that, and the other. So you have to choose you and put you first at some point. Okay? So retreat is what you need if you're running around talking about I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I'm fearful. Well, most people are not going to admit they're fearful, but fear can come in the form of worry, stress. If you're dealing with those kind of things, you might just need a retreat. Okay? You might need a therapy session. But you need something. Why you want to live like that? Like, why you want to exist like that? Why do you want to run around all day, every day, stressed and worried? What for? Who is that benefiting? So if you're feeling that on the inside of you, do some deep breathing. Do some mind clearing. And be mindful of what you're doing throughout your day. Focus. It's easy for me to say these things, but if you come on the retreat, I can show you how to do them. Okay, so if you would like to join us for a retreat, I want you to go to www.welldiva.com/retreat. I'm going to leave that page up from now on. I had actually taken that page down and I kind of gave up on doing retreats for us because, like I said, there was kind of a lack of interest. But I don't know if I'm not finding those of you who are interested or if I'm not offering it enough. But I do believe that there are those of you out there who are interested in making your wellness a priority. Because it's all about loving yourself. And unfortunately, most of us, let's be honest, most of us did not grow up being taught to love ourselves. We're taught to love our neighbor as we love ourselves, but then where were we taught how to love ourselves? And that's what a retreat is. It's just for you. I've had people come on my trips and they're going on the trip so that they can make somebody else jealous. I mean, you're going to have fun on the trip, but if your motivation is to make someone else jealous, what is that? Like you spending money to make them Anyway, you might need a retreat if that's what you're doing. Okay? So a retreat is your opportunity to just get away and learn some new techniques, experience some new techniques that can help you to become more of who you want to be, that can help you become more relaxed. I see a lot of talk about your nervous system online lately, but there's not a lot of real good explanation about it. Come on a retreat, we can talk about that. You can get the opportunity to learn how to regulate your nervous system. Okay, so you're not feeling that tense, that stress, that nervousness, that shaking when you think about going to work or when you come home. Maybe your home situation ain't what you want it to be. You definitely need a retreat. You need a time to get away and think clearly about your next move, because you don't want to live the rest of your life like that, right? So just something to think about. I wanted to really put that out there for you. And give me some feedback. What do you think? Have you been on a retreat? How was it? All right, do you plan to join us? Have you been on one of our retreats? And what do you think about this topic overall? Because like I said, I see other people doing retreats. I get a lot of invitations on social media to come to retreats, but we are not in those pictures. And I think we need to do this more for ourselves. Okay, so this is your invitation to come back to yourself, whether you join me on the next one or you join someone else. Either way, I just want you to do this for yourself. A retreat is your opportunity for healing and restoration. And healing is not selfish. Walking around here unhealed is selfish because everybody else has to deal with who you are when you're not healed. And that is definitely selfish. So take care of yourself, and I hope to see you at welldiva.com/retreat.
Thank you for watching. Now be sure to like, subscribe, share with your besties, and tell me what topics would you like more of in the comments below, so I know I'm not just sitting here talking to myself. I also invite you to join me in the Well Divas on one of our unapologetically fly wellness travel experiences. Visit welldiva.com and select someplace wonderful to meet up with us. Until next time, stay unapologetically fly.